Hello, viewers of Spell, and welcome to the Spell Re. And it is going to be part 12 of What If Asta Was in Fairytail. Now, if you like this content, please like, share, and subscribe. But, without much further ado, let's move on to the video. The Fairytale members would come stumbling out of the guild hall as they see the Phantom Lord guild hall walking towards them on giant spider legs, with several guild members in shock at the fact that the thing walks. As Mary Jane comes out and confirms that it's Phantom Lord's secret weapon that they've used in the past, but not in the last 50 years. She had questioned if they even still had it. As they got closer, the Phantom Lord Guildmaster would appear in hologram form and make a demand of Fairytail to hand over Lucy Artphilia. Without prompting, the guild would refuse this, given the fact that they knew he was just going to use her for ransom. And at that, Jose would just say that you've chosen your path. As a large cannon came out of the guild hall and prepared to fire, everyone was in shock. As multiple people said, he's going to use a Jupiter cannon? How are we going to stop that? As Asta started questioning what to do along with everyone else, Urza would come running out, put on her adamantine armor. She began the path of the blast and managed to block it, but her armor would break and she would pass out due to the strain. As Asta noticed that Mary Jane got Lucy to come with her, assuming that it would probably be a good idea if they had Lucy out of sight. After all, if she was the target, in theory, that should be a good idea to get her out of viewing range. As Happy and Natsu would shoot off towards the Phantom Lord Guildhall to stop this cannon, as everyone else prepared for a fight. As Asta drew a sword and started fighting off wraiths that started pouring out of Phantom Lord's Guildhall. As a minute later, an explosion would be seen as the cannon powered down, as the giant crab Guildhall, or I guess it was closer to spider, would start to transform into a giant robot guild hall. Gray, Elfman, and Asta would all rush in, knowing that no matter what was going on, this was going to be bad. As Asta jumped on his sword, traveling slower than Happy, and Gray froze the water to get to the main base. They'd meet up with Asta, as they would see they had defeated one of their Elemental 4. As the giant guild robot would finish its transformation, it would begin writing something. Asta would look at it and start to figure out that he was pretty sure it was one of those it was a forbidden spell that would destroy the entire city. Everyone else gawked at him at the fact that Phantom Lord was gonna basically commit mass murder for this. Man, those guys had anger issues. Asta would look up and tell the rest of them that most likely the magic circle's either being powered by something within the fortress or people. Gray would then suggest it might be the Elemental 4, which Asta agrees to, as Asta directs all of them that they should find and defeat the Element 4, or find whatever's powering this. Probably both. As this bit would actually go very similar to canon. Gray would fight Juvia, Asta would go off deeper into the fortress, Lucy would be kidnapped again by Gajiel, and Mirjane would get captured by the giant robot. Elfman would have, I can't even remember the guy's name, the Earth Elemental 4 member try to mess with his head, with breaking free of the illusion and going full beast form, roaring in rage, and wiping the floor with the Elemental 4 member, and freeing Mirjane. Meanwhile, Asta, who had been clearing out grunts thanks to the fact that Phantom Lord was just throwing them at him, heard the roar and hoped Elfman hadn't gone out of control. He also wondered what made Elfman take that form, shaking his head as he whacked another Phantom Lord grunt in the head as he ran up some stairs. He would run into Natsu battling the Elemental 4 member of Wind. As he tried sucking out Natsu's magic, Asta would kick the Elemental 4 member in the head, pushing him back, with him telling Natsu to go. He'll handle this. Natsu would just look at him and say, "Hey, this was my fight. And besides, You have to be careful. This guy can suck out remembering he's talking to Asta, who has no magic. Oh. Well, in that case, I guess you'll have to fight him. As Asta just said, yep, I'm gonna take revenge for Gramps. You go find Gajil and beat him. I'll handle this guy. As the Elemental 4 member of Wind just scoffed. Do you really think you can beat me, boy? As he blasted Wind towards him. Asta would cut in half and dodge the blow. As he burst forward in a blitz of speed, slicing at the man. The man would go back as his blindfold had actually fallen off, thanks to the attack. The man would laugh, saying that he had actually used that blindfold to conceal his magic power, as the man started radiating magical energy. Asta, who didn't have any, said, huh, I can tell your key's going off the charts, but I can't sense your magic. As the man said, I don't know what that key is. But you seriously can't even sense magic. As Asta said, yeah. Now, I'm guessing you were the one who sucked all the magic out of Grandpa Makarov? As the man said, indeed. As Asta would jump towards him again, raising the demon dweller's sword and bringing it down. The man would just chuckle, saying, huh, do you really think you can beat me, a magicless loser? As Asta just started feeling rage, he just laughed. I wanted to pull this out for a special occasion, but I guess this will just have to do. He would raise the demon dweller's sword up in the air and say, all my friends, lend me your strength. As light started shining off of his guild mark and everyone else in the surrounding areas. As the demon dweller's sword lit up with light, as the Elemental 4 member just looked at it in shock, as he prepared a blast of his own, saying, I'm not gonna let you finish that! As Asta just said, too late, bringing down the demon dweller's sword, releasing the magic in a massive golden blast. It would collide with his opponent's magic, but rip right through it, and blast him directly. The fight was over, and Asta had won. As Asta started teetering on his feet just a little, Urza would show up catching him, telling him that he did a great job, as they just heard clapping as Jose walked into view. And that's where I'm going to leave it for this part. I was going to do a little bit more, but my throat's actually messing with me, and I'm cutting it short because it is just getting a little painful to be talking for long periods of time. I'll be continuing this What If next upload. That way I can finish off this arc. And I'll also be starting to use scripts in my videos. Hopefully with that I'll be able to put out more content with less editing than the whole coming up with it as I do this video. You know, maybe I'll get a What If series take off, kind of like these, because, you know, sometimes you just want a little break from the two big things you're doing. Other than that, we are almost at the subscriber goal for the whole year, so please like, share, and subscribe, and make sure to turn on that notification bell, and I'll be seeing you around. The Spellery, signing off.